Hey guys, I left off with, if you remember, the head of the Army and the Air Force met with the Queen and they were trying to figure out the best way to capture the giants. And the Army guy and the Air Force guy just wanted to shoot all the giants and get rid of them that way, but the Queen doesn't agree with that. And the BFG came up with an idea, if you remember. So let's see how that goes. Well, I suppose we could, the head of the Air Force admitted grudgingly. Then get cracking, the Queen said. You'll need 9 helicopters, one for each giant. Where is this place? The Air Force man said to the BFG. I presume you can pinpoint it on a map. Pinpoint, eh? Said the BFG. Map? I never hears these words before. Is this Air Force bean talking on slush bungalow? The Air Marshal's face turned the color of a ripe plum. He was not used to being told he was talking slush bungle. The Queen, with her usual admirable tact and good sense, came to the rescue. BFG, she said, can you tell us more or less where Giant Country is? No, Your Majesty, the BFG said. Not on me Nelly. Then we're jiggered, cried the Army General. This is ridiculous, cried the Air Marshal. You must not be given up so easily, eh? The BFG said calmly. The first titchy bots girl you meet and you begin shouting that you've been visquiggled. The Army General was no more used to being insulted than the Air Marshal. His face began to swell with fury and his cheeks blew out until they looked like 2 huge ripe tomatoes. Your Majesty, he cried, we are dealing with a lunatic. I want nothing more to do with this ridiculous operation. The Queen, who was used to the tantrums of her senior officials, ignored him completely. BFG, she said, would you please tell these rather dim-witted characters exactly what to do? Oh, your pleasure, Your Majesty, the BFG said. Now listen to me carefully, you 2 bot squigglers. The military man began to twitch, but they stayed put. I don't got the foggiest idea where Giant Country is in the world, the BFG said, but I always am able to gallop there. I galloped frontwards and backwards in all different ways from Giant Country every night to blow dreams into little children's bedrooms. I know the way very well, so all you got to do is this. Put your 9 big belly hoppers up in the air and let 'em follow me as I'll gallop along. How long will the journey take, sir? The Queen asked. If we leave now, we'll be arriving just as the giants are having their afternoon snooze-o. Splendid, said the Queen. Then turning to the 2 military men, she said, prepare to leave immediately. The head of the army, who was feeling pretty miffed by the whole business, said, That's all very well, Your Majesty, but what are we going to do with the blotters once we get 'em back? Don't you worry, the Queen said. We'll be ready for them. Hurry up now. Off you go. If it pleases Your Majesty, Sophie asked, I should like to ride with the BFG to keep him company. Where will you sit? The Queen asked. In his ear. Show them, BFG. The BFG got down from his high chair. He picked up Sophie in his fingers, and he swiveled his huge right ear until it was parallel with the ground, and then he placed Sophie gently inside of it. The heads of the Army and Air Force just stood there goggling. The Queen smiled. You really are rather wonderful giant. Your Majesty, I'm wishing to ask a very special thing from you. What is it? The Queen said. Could I please bring back in the belly poppers on me collections of dreams? They's taken me years and years to collect, and I don't want to lose 'em. Why, of course, the Queen said. I wish you a safe journey, and we'll stop there for today.